Hola, bienvenidos a la tercera semana de remote learning. So your title today is ¿Qué haremos mañana? And that links very nicely into what we're going to be doing today because we're going to be looking at the future tense. You will have learnt before and you'll already know how to say or how to express things in the future by saying voy a plus an infinitive, so I'm going to. But there is also another way to express the future tense, and we'll look at that in the next activity. But for your starter, we're going to think about what we did last week. So there's two activities. The first one is you've got 5 sentences and you're just going to rearrange these words to make a sentence that makes sense. And then the next activity is just translating what you can here. Obviously, they're all going to start with the phrase of how to say you can, which is what we learned last week. So they're all going to start with se puede. So if you want some support, there will be some on the next slide. So if you think you can do this without support and you can work out what these sentences are without any support, have a go. Pause the video now. If you think you need support, then you need this slide. So you've got here the English sentences. So pause the video now if you're going to use the support. And here are your answers. Hopefully it's all clear and you will have looked over this vocab during the week. Obviously they all start with se puede, because that's how you say you can, and just to emphasize it again, this structure is a really, really nice structure to remember and to use in any topic, because it's really transferable. This here should really be se pueden, because this is plural. But se puede does work, technically, like I mentioned last time. Oh, I haven't done that properly, have I? You can rent a pedalo and do water sports, so it should be se puede alquilar un patín y hacer deportes acuáticos. Okay, so this is what's called the near future tense. So this is translated as I am going to play and we are going to do. So you know that voy a or vamos a plus an infinitive makes like I'm going to or we're going to. Now you can say in Spanish, you can get the infinitive as it is and just add on an ending, so add on an e, and that now means we will play. So this is going to and this is will. And that's the main difference between the near future tense and the simple future tense. This is an irregular verb, so that's why it's not haceremos. But we'll have a look at irregular verbs now. So just to emphasize it once more, this is always will. And what happens is you leave the infinitive as it is. So visitar is the infinitive. You don't take anything off, and you just add on the ending. This is a lot like the conditional tense that we've seen before, where you leave the infinitive as it is, and you just add on the ending. So visitaré is I will visit. In the conditional, visitaría would be I would visit. There are also some irregular verbs to know or to be aware of, and I think you've got 3 in your what's it called? Your booklets, your fact book. And what happens is you take this bit in bold, so you take the stem, the irregular stem in bold, and you just add on the normal ending. So haré is I will do, but if you wanted to say they will do, it would just be harán. And then I will have is tendré, but if you wanted to say we will have, it would be tendremos. So you take the normal ending and just add on to the irregular part, the irregular stem. So just to have a go at practicing conjugating this tense. You've got some really simple sentences here. So I've tried to use vocab which isn't too complicated, and you've also got some support here to help you. So the verb in brackets after is what you need. So if you're going to translate, I will listen to the radio in Spanish. If we do this example together, you're going to take the infinitive as it is, and if it's I, you look here, you need that ending. So it's going to be escucharé la radio. So have a go at 1 to 10. The red ones are irregular, so you're going to need to look here when you get to the red ones. And you've also got a lot of support here to help you. But I'm pretty sure, or I would hope, that most of the vocab here is doable. So a romantic film, remember you're going to say a film romantic. And one last reminder, the verb you need is in brackets at the end. So, oh no, and one more thing. This is a reflexive verb, so this se part is going to go, that's going to be the first word, and it's going to have to be changed to nos, because it's we. So when you say something like we like, you say nos gusta, because that's the reflexive part. So this is going to start with nos. Also think here, with my friends, are you going to need to say they, or we, or he, she. So have a think about which form of the verb you'll need. So pause now, have a go at that. Here are your answers. Hopefully it was all clear. This last one is they, because it's my friends, so it's plural. If it was just my friend, it would be he, she, but it's plural. Okay, and this is actually in your fact book, so you don't have to copy this out or write it up, but just think for me for a few seconds on how you'd match these up, because we're going to use this vocab in the next activity. So pause the video, have a think what matches up with what, and here are your answers. A reminder, these all start with if, because si without an accent means if. Si with an accent means yes. So si llueve means if it rains. I think this is the only new one. Si está despejado means like if it's clear, or if there's like no clouds, if it's cloudless. Hopefully though you'll know these fairly well. Okay, so let's do a listening. Like we've done before, I'll read the transcript. So you're going to listen to 4 people talk, and they're going to mention a kind of weather, or they're going to mention two different kinds of weather. So they'll say something like, if it rains, I will stay at home. So you write down next to one, rain equals H, or stay at home. And then they'll say, however, if the weather's good, I will go to the coast. So you're right. Good weather equals coast. Or B. So if you want to do it without any support, then you need this slide. And obviously, because there's only one video that I can make, you're going to have to, if you want it without support, if you want to do the activity without support, you're going to have to basically just look away from the screen until I tell you to look back. So, if you want to do it without support, look away now, because you'll see the answers basically. So this is the support. So if you want to use the support, copy down what is in red here. So pause the video, copy down what's in red. And if you're not using the support, you can look back now. So, before I read the transcript, have a look at A to J here, and also make some notes on what vocab you could be listening for. I'm only going to read each thing once, just so the length of the video isn't too long, but to hear it twice what I want you to do is just rewind the video. So, number one, remember there's two different kinds of weather, and there's the activities that they're going to do in that kind of weather. So 2 weathers for each person. So number one, ¿qué haremos mañana? Si hace buen tiempo, iremos de excursión en barco, ¿no? Qué bien. ¿Y si hace mal tiempo? Nos quedaremos en casa y jugaremos a las cartas. Ay, qué aburrido. Number 2. Marta, ¿qué piensas hacer mañana? Bueno, si hace sol, saldremos de la ciudad e iremos a la costa. Ojalá. ¿Y si hace mucho viento? Iremos de compras al centro comercial. De acuerdo. Necesito una chaqueta nueva. Number 3. Iván, ¿qué haremos mañana si llueve? Iremos al cine o veremos una película en casa. ¿Y si solo llueve un poco? Daremos un paseo en bici. ¡Qué guay! Haremos un picnic. And number 4. ¿Qué haremos mañana, Valeria? Si está despejado, haremos senderismo en la sierra. ¿Qué te parece? Buena idea. Así tendremos unas vistas impresionantes de la zona. ¿Y si está nublado? No lo sé. ¿Tú qué piensas? ¿Por qué no vamos al polideportivo? Podremos jugar al badminton o hacer una clase de zumba. Perfecto. So if you want to listen to those again, obviously, you can just rewind the video. And your answers are here. So with support, it's going to be out of 10. And without support, it's more. So give yourself a mark. That's the transcript if you want to pause and have a look at any of the vocab I used, or that was used. Let's see if I can point out any interesting vocab. Excursión is like a trip, so trip on a boat. ¿Qué piensas hacer? It means like what. Piensas is from pensar, which means to think. So it's like what do you. It's basically just asking what would you like to do. And to say I think, we've seen that before. It's pienso. Pienso que is I think that. This saldremos de la ciudad means like we'll leave the city and we'll go to the coast. Ojalá means like I wish. De acuerdo means like okay or sure. So if someone says to you, we'll go shopping to the centro comercial, you can be like de acuerdo means like okay. Llueve un poco means like rain. What happens if it rains a little bit? So, y si solo llueve un poco, and if it only rains a little bit. Daremos un paseo means like, well, the whole thing means like go for a bike ride. Senderismo is a nice, more interesting sport. So that means hiking. And I think that's it. There's piensas again. ¿Y tú qué piensas? It means, what do you think? So, a text to read. This is actually quite a tricky text, but I think using the using your fact book, hopefully you'll be able to have a go at it. Please, before you start, or when you're doing the questions, make sure you read the whole text. So it starts with Hola Mama, and that's going to help you for the activities. So who she's writing to. And she's called Juliana. So 3 of these sentences are correct. So just choose the 3 that are correct. There's obviously 3 that's going to be wrong. Like I say, it is quite a tricky text, but I think you can work these out with the process of elimination. So if they don't mention a boat, for example, then that's going to be wrong. Or if they don't mention mountains, that's going to be wrong. So that's your first activity. Then you're going to finish the translation. So find in the text where it says the area where they live, and then write in English what they say after. So the ... is where you're going to fill in whatever's missing. So find where it says tomorrow, then it says something, then it says will take us, and then it says something else. So find in the text. So for example, this first one, the area where they live, is going to be la zona donde viven, and then you're going to finish off this translation. And then the last activity, just thinking about some more high-level structures that are used in this text, because it is quite a tricky text. So find the use of a pronoun. So when it says, like, for example, or te enviaré. Enviar is the verb to send. So this is like, I will send you. The perfect tense. So the perfect tense, there's an example where it says, I have not. That should be not. I have not seen a lot of Tenerife. Find where it says in order to. I think there's a couple of examples, but just find one. In order to is para. Then you have an infinitive after it. And then just have a look at for some connectives like therefore, although, that make the text flow. So pause the video, have a go at that. So here are your answers. It's number 1 because it says Ya estoy muy a gusto en casa. So estar a gusto means like you're fine, like you're estoy a gusto. Yeah, it means she's happy basically. And you might have been able to guess that because gusto looks like gustar, so like me gusta is like I like it. So you might have been able to work that one out. The weather's always good in San Cristobal is wrong because it says es bastante lluviosa. So lluviosa is from llueve, which means to rain, or it rains. So lluviosa is the adjective, which means like it's rainy. So the zone where they live, or the area where they live, is very beautiful, but it's also quite rainy. Juliana and Elena will go on a boat trip. It doesn't mention a boat. What it does mention, though, is a teleférico, which, if you remember from a couple of units ago, a couple of modules ago, that means cable car. Tomorrow, Juliana and Elena will go to the mountain. And that is right because it says Elena tells me that we will pass between the nubes, clouds, to arrive at the summit or the peak. Although it's summer, there will be snow on the mountain. Sierra is mountain. I know you've learnt montaña, but that's another word for mountain, sierra. And then Juliana will write another message to her mum tomorrow. That's the bit I pointed out before. So she's writing to her mum. So this is really tricky, to be fair. So it says, I will send you a message tomorrow at night. So te is one of the pronouns that you would have had a look for. And then today it will be sunny. It says, hoy es today, but it says si sale el sol, which means if the sun comes out. So because it's saying if, that's saying that it's not certain that it will be sunny. The translations, here are your answers. The area where they live is very beautiful. Tomorrow, Elena's dad. So tomorrow, el papa de Elena, so Elena's dad will take us, that's one of your pronouns, to Pico del Teide. 3. Although it's summer, there will be snow on the mountain. Then we will go down on foot to enjoy the scenery. Luego bajaremos a pie. Para, and that's how you say, that's number 3 here, say in order to. So to enjoy the scenery. I will take photos and I will upload them to Facebook. Is that bit there? So this las here is referring to the photos, to las fotos. So it's I will upload them. today if the sun comes out. Hoy si sale sol, iremos a la playa. We will go to the beach. So hopefully you got that with the hemos, with the we ending. And finally, use of a pronoun, well, we pointed them out before. So me tells me, or I will send you. Will take us. Perfect tense. No he visto. So this is I have, and then that's seen. So I have not seen. This is also the perfect tense saying it hasn't. So a is it hasn't, and then that's the past participle stopped. It hasn't stopped raining in 2 days. Para was there. So this is like in order to. So after we will go down on foot to, in order to enjoy the scenery. And then connectives. Por lo tanto is like therefore. Aunque is although. Those are the two main ones. So finish with a bit of writing. You've got some prompts here, so you can use them however you like. I'd just like you to make some simple sentences using the prompts here. So you could say, like the example I've given you, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, it's going to be sunny, and then choose one of the activities here and write about it. So the example I've given you is, si hace sol el lunes, if it's sunny on Monday, I will play tennis with my sister. Será guay porque me chifla el tenis. So, será means it will be. And that can be used for opinion. So, será it will be, an adjective, because, and then say a reason. You could also add in here something like pienso que, which is I think that, or en mi opinión será, in my opinion it will be, to make it really clear that you're using an opinion, and then you can get in a justified opinion. So in my opinion it will be great, it will be cool because I like tennis. So just make some simple sentences using these prompts here. A way to remember será is it will be. Is the song Que Sera is using the Spanish word there, será. So that means like que sera, sera, where will be. This is it will be, será. And then I've given you some vocab here for if you want to say to swim here, or ir de compras, go shopping, and teleférico. So hopefully that's all clear. Do add in extra details where you can. So like I've put in here, I just added in an extra with my sister, add in opinions. And then finally, just to point you in the direction of your fact book, this is the vocab that I'd like you to learn not only for this week but also the next week, because we're gonna carry on using this all of this vocab in week 4 as well. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can obviously ask me email me, or ask me in our Microsoft Teams group. And that's it.